Yo, what's up everyone, Kevin here. In this video, I want to go through 5 very common beginner mistakes and how to easily fix each of these mistakes. If you leave these mistakes unchecked, then they can stay with you through your snowboard progression, leaving big holes in your snowboard skills. So it's important that you fix these mistakes as a beginner so you don't build bad habits that stick with you through your snowboard journey. The first big beginner mistake is being broken at your waist, bent over, and leaning forward. This is a common beginner mistake and something that I struggled with as a beginner. The problem with it is that it puts all of your weight out past your toes and over top of the snow so that you don't have good balance over your board, which is gonna cause you to slide out a lot on your toe edge. It's also gonna hold back your snowboard progression as well. There's a few reasons that you break at the waist. One is just fear, so it feels better to be closer to the snow. Another reason you break at the waist is to activate your toe edge. So by leaning over, that helps to get you onto your toes to slow down. To prevent yourself from bending at the waist, you can push your hips forward and also make sure that your head is looking up. And to overcome the fear of standing up taller, just find a more mellow place to do this. And if you need to, get a friend to hold your hand for the first little while of practicing standing up taller like this. When you're practicing your toe sliding, you can even think about bending your knees forward into the snow to help to lift your heels up and get your toes in the snow to slow yourself down. The next beginner mistake is twisting at your waist and getting your backhand out to the side when you're doing your beginner turns. This happens because you're trying to rush the turn and get it to come around really quickly, which causes you to twist and then become off balance. This does feel good to do at the start because your turn is coming around so quick, but it does cause a lot of problems. One, your turn shape becomes very small, which prevents you from progressing into carving and more advanced types of turns. It can cause you to catch your heel edge because you're changing from one edge to the other so quickly, and it puts you off balance in this twisted position with your hand out to the side. To fix this is very easy. The first thing is just think about doing a bigger turn. So visualize a larger turn in your head and be patient with it so that the turn is coming around a lot slower, giving you that time to make the turn shape. The next thing is to actually hold your backhand back over the tail of your snowboard, especially on your toe turn. On the toe turn, pull your backhand back so that it's staying over top of the tail of your board. This will keep you balanced and help you to do smoother and rounder turns that are much more even and in control. The next beginner mistake is not knowing what the fall line of the slope is and then sliding into that direction and getting stuck. You may have felt this when you're sliding down the slope and you get pulled into one side and you feel like you can't prevent it. The first thing to overcome this is just to understand what the fall line is. And basically the fall line is if you were to roll a ball down the slope, which way the ball would roll. And often slopes aren't completely even. They're on a slight tilt, either to the right or to the left, and your board will get pulled into the fall line because that's the path of least resistance. To not get sucked into the fall line, just lean and point against it. This will angle your snowboard so that your board's edge will take you the opposite way, allowing you to go where you want to go and not let the slope dictate where you're going to go. The next beginner mistake is having a small toe turn followed by a big heel turn. This is more common than you think, and if you watch other riders, you'll notice that people are on their heels a lot more than they are on their toes. This happens just because it is a little bit more scary to be on your toe edge than your heel edge, and you can feel like you have more control when you're facing the bottom on your heels. The problem that this causes though is that you can start to get chatter and slide out on your heels if you don't spend enough time on your toes and you end up trying to slow yourself down entirely on your heels. The easy way to fix this is to count in your head through your turns. So you can count to 3 on your toes, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 on your heels, 1, 2, 3. By counting in your head, it's gonna even out your turns so that they're the same shape. You're slowing yourself down an equal amount on each turn, and this will prevent that heel chatter on your heel turn. This will also give you a lot more confidence once you become a more advanced rider. The next problem as a beginner is actually standing too tall and straight on your snowboard. This happens because when you're learning something new, you can kind of be a little bit tense, and with your body tense, you tend to be straighter, have your joints more locked up and straight. This also happens because your muscles may just not be used to snowboarding yet, and so you're just relying on having straight legs to support yourself as you ride. The problem that this causes though is that you can slide out a lot easier with everything straight because you don't have all of your joints helping you to balance and to make those small adjustments with your snowboard. An easy way to fix this is to first take your riding someplace that's a little bit easier and then focus on just being a little bit more relaxed. With your knees bent, a slight bend at your waist. With this more bent and relaxed body posture, you're gonna be able to use all of your joints to make your turns, to steer your board, and to absorb any of the small bumps that come your way. This will be useful when you become a more advanced rider because the more challenging the terrain, the more you need to use those joints and be loose to adapt to all the obstacles and challenges that the mountain puts in your way. I hope these tips will help you overcome these 5 common beginner mistakes. If you have a beginner problem that I didn't get to in this video, just hit me up down below in the comments. Give this video a like, subscribe here to Snowboard Pro Camp, and I'll also put a link to all my gear and sponsors below in the description. Have fun out there learning, be safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.